Let's try another matrix multiplication problem. So we want to multiply x times y. So x times y, this is a 1 by 2 matrix, and this is a 2 by 3 matrix. So we can see that the number of columns in our first matrix equals the number of rows in our second matrix. So this matrix multiplication is defined and should give us a 1 by 3 matrix as a result. So let's go ahead and do x times y. So we have x times y equals, so our first matrix is 1, negative 3. This is x. And we're going to multiply it by the matrix y. So we have 3, negative 1, 0, 5, and then 6, negative 2. So to do this multiplication, we're going to take our first row and multiply it down the columns. So xy equals, so the first entry is going to be 1 times 3 plus negative 3 times 1. So 1 times 3 plus negative 3 times negative 1. So again, we're expecting a 1 by 3 matrix here. So this is our first entry. Our second entry is going to be taking this row and multiplying this column. So it's going to be 1 times 0 plus negative 3 times 5. Negative 3 times 5. Sorry, that's bad 5. And then our last entry is going to be taking this times our last column. So 1 times 6 plus negative 3 times negative 2. Go through and simplify all of these. So I guess this isn't so big. It's just going to be like this. What is this? So this is 3 plus 3. This is going to be 0 minus 15. And this is going to be 6 plus 6. So our new matrix, xy, is going to be 6, negative 15, and then 12. So this is taking x and multiplying by y. Now, when we do x times y and we have y times x here, we can see that this is a little different, right? In that the order has changed. So since the order's changed, we have to consider what is happening in that situation. So if we're trying to multiply y times x, that's going to be this times this. Well, it's a 2 by 3 matrix multiplying a 1 by 2 matrix. And we can see that the number of columns in our first matrix is not the same as the number of rows in our second matrix. So this product actually is not defined. And so that's pretty interesting because this shows us that matrix multiplication is not commutative generally. So x times y does not equal y times x, and that is generally true when we're talking about matrix multiplication. So when we're doing the product of two matrices, you really have to be careful about the order in which you multiply them.